true.
That was it? Okay, thank you. Good evening. I'd like to call the September 25th meeting of the Hampden Board of Selectmen to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is being held in the Board of Selectmen office of the Hampden Town Hall, broadcast over Zoom. We are recording the meeting. Is there anybody else recording it? Nobody chatting in. Okay. Dalton not on? No?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
All right, minutes. Lauren?
We do not have any today. I did do the minutes from last week's meeting, but I wanted to have them review it being my first time. So there's a couple changes I have to make, so I'll add it to next week's agenda.
Okay, but weren't there minutes from Pam's last meeting as well? Then I know we didn't do any last week, so there should be one from back then, right?
Not that I have, no. I know she was behind a little.
Yeah, looking to that, I don't believe we did the minutes of September 11th, did we? I don't think so.
No.
But we didn't do them last week. Okay. We did blathering along to wait for you. We blathered. And now, first thing on the agenda would be the Senior Center Director.
I mean, I'm early.
That's how we roll.
Oh, good, very good.
3 minutes early, just in time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, hi.
We'd like to welcome Becky Moriarty,
Thank
John
you,
Shea, Claudia Capinas to our meeting.
thank you. So we are here to ask your consideration of entering into a 1-year agreement with Heart Springs for the donation bin that's in the senior center parking lot. The last time we were here, you had agreed to a 9-month period, which ends at the end of October. And so we're looking to renew that for another year. It's been very successful. We think it's beneficial to both the senior center because we receive funds for it, but also to the town. So they have a place to drop off unwanted items. So we are seeking a 1-year renewal.
The money goes to the senior center, not the Friends, but the senior center.
It goes to the Friends,
Friends, okay.
but then the Friends support the senior center, so
What'd you buy them? What'd you get? Come on.
Nothing yet.
we're working on it.
Okay.
Have you seen an uptick with that textile law that passed?
We get a lot,
A lot.
We
That's
got a
good.
lot, yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, we're on a 2 times a week pickup.
Right.
Ready?
Yep.
So no more keeping in your garage?
Oh, no, it's still in my
She still
garage.
keeps it in the garage.
Matter of fact, I have a delivery coming in a couple of days, I've already been told, so.
Wow.
And then if it's a lot, I have the truck come to my house.
We have an off-site spot.
You have coffee ready for them?
Yeah.
Running a Heart Springs operation
I
on
know
Greenleaf Drive as well.
What kind of money are we talking ballpark?
Okay.
I mean,
In a year, from last October, it was the first quarter, we were paid out in January. So in this year, up until right now, we earned $2,129.03. That is, now we still have another payment coming in, which will be October. Our poundage right now for the 2 months is 4,890 pounds. So that's $490 about. We get different amounts depending on what's in there.
Yeah.
So we can expect a check probably 600-700, maybe 800 when it comes
Right.
next time.
nice.
So we thought it's done so well, we keep it up, we watch it, we make sure nothing is outside. If they're big boxes, and I write the news items for the Times, that's tell me, and I do get calls. And they will bring it to me or I meet them.
I know, I've dropped off at your house before.
Yes, Craig's been there.
Good, great.
It's working well, very well, and it's easy, no cost to us really. It's free money and everybody knows what the Heart Springs is,
When you say
right?
Right.
no cost to us, really, I'm pretty sure you mean there's no cost to us at all.
There
Right.
isn't.
Yeah.
It's Joan. I mean, Joan does
Right.
all the work, really. I mean, she's keeping up the bin and driving back and forth and taking all the calls, but
And it's a family thing. if my son goes by, he sees something or something stuck in the door, he'll stop with his pickup, get up there, and he will either get it out or he'll get it in,
Mhm.
so.
So the only competition, there's that bin at Green Meadows, right? And what goes in down there? I saw a couple cars dropping off last
I don't know, I saw a
weekend.
bunch of car seats sitting around it did last,
Yeah.
couple weeks ago.
Are you getting any, they talk about people putting junk in or anything like that? No,
No,
that's pretty good.
I have not.
Good.
No.
Nothing you know.
We get a lot of books, anything that people can't do, they'll leave it at the senior center and the girls in the office will call me. We just got a delivery and they left it because it's glassware in a box.
Mhm.
So I run up, pick it up and take it home. Or if it's partially empty, I have a key,
Mhm.
so I can undo the door and put it in.
Generally.
But
I think its
otherwise,
location is prime right there, you know, with the senior center in the parking lot, and the proximity to the police station, the main road, I mean, I don't know. I think that's probably why it's doing so well there.
it's
For
doing.
all aspects, you know, no garbage and, you know, lots of material.
I was told by the driver, we are the only one with a bin that gets twice a week pickup. They can't believe the poundage that comes.
You know, people
into
see
our
it now, and you're like, hey, you know, it's, you know, great purple boxes, you're driving by the main street, so.
It might be word of mouth too. They tell their friends, you wanna get rid of that? Go to Hampton.
Right,
So,
and I do the articles periodically, so I'm gonna do
Word of
another
mouth
one
helps, yeah.
after we get approval.
but
Well, I see no reason.
you
not
haven't
to.
seen any questions from Don yet, so let's see where that goes.
I threw something in there.
Did you?
He wants
Yeah.
it back.
I do. And I
Wallet in his
I
pants.
threw a pair of socks in by mistake. Could you,
Don't laugh, I've gotten those calls.
Joan, thank you.
The letter sweater from high school.
you get the letter? The one that Sophie keeps throwing away and I keep taking out of the trash, that one. you know.
Cell phone, where's my cell phone?
Yeah,
Why is the
I
box
know.
ringing?
The box is ringing.
Go ahead.
You're looking for a 1-year extension? Okay, I would move that we renew the Heart Springs agreement with the senior center for 1 year, starting, was it end of October? So
Yeah,
November 1st?
You have the contract now, right?
yeah, October.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Sorry to put you through the ringer like this, Joan. I mean, you guys work so hard to be cross-examined like this. I know it wasn't fair.
Thank you, I appreciate the year.
More
Thanks.
pictures would have been
Not that we don't like
nice.
seeing
I'm
you,
just saying.
but, you know.
We'll see you next October.
See you next year.
I'll be coming by for my calendar space or whatever.
How'd you do with the corned beef, by the way?
We did very well.
That's what the
We
envelope
made
is.
over $2,000.
Good.
Yeah.
Good,
Yeah, good, thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
we're
very
gonna have to
much.
have a
Who's got the
Polish
paperwork?
one.
Heart Springs hasn't
Polish
submitted it yet, but you
Okay.
allowed me to
I
sign it
agree.
the last time.
I think I might,
Uh,
well, when did?
Authorize the director to sign the contract,
So moved.
right? So moved. Okay, great.
Great,
Good.
thank you so
So
much.
what would you help us
Can you-
then?
Sure.
Put a copy in Laserfiche.
Yes, I can. I'd be happy to.
I'm sure.
Okay,
Thank
thank you
you.
very
Thank you,
much.
keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Thanks.
She's
That was an
she's
easy
the
one.
brains behind the whole thing.
All right, thank you.
Thank you,
You got
Brains.
great moral support then, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Couple of things before we start the meat of the order here. We had a question about when we're gonna start to do the tree lighting. Usually it's the first Sunday in December. No reason to change that, especially with that super new tree we have out there.
And that'll give it a little more time to grow.
Yeah, there you go, yeah. I do wanna thank, I believe the fire department has been helping with the watering of it. So, well,
You
needed.
think we need it?
Well, that's true, but, they did say it had to be every day.
Really?
So, yeah.
Jane's been out there on the weekends watering.
Also like to thank, don't know if you noticed the new trees along Main Street. The garden club worked at getting 4 dogwoods along Main Street, and also put a new maple tree on the town common across from us.
Oh, nice.
So,
I was wondering where those came from.
16 acres garden center, so we have a letter here prepared for the board to sign and to thank them. To the garden club and 16 acres garden center.
Did the garden center donate it?
I guess so. Or reduce the price, or maybe did the planting. So, yeah, they did the planting, and also, Todd Pelletier, kind of a question of that property there, how far does his go back?
Mhm.
Either way, he was, look, put them where you are, if it's ours or whatever, you wanted to beautify that stretch. So next year when we walk along it, you know, we'll see those
See
trees,
dogwood.
yeah.
That's the shadiest part of our walk.
What?
We've been walking down Main Street, it's always shady in there, it's nice.
Between, Todd and,
Yeah,
Bennett's house?
Did he say it was the shadiest part of our walk, or us
Yeah.
walking is shady?
Well, I mean, if we're
I'm
not
not quite
posted,
sure
right?
how he meant that, that's a good point, yeah. All right. So Lauren, you're officially in charge of the tree lighting, you and Jane.
Got it.
All right then,
Oh, easy, you know, she gets a lot of help too.
I said her and Jane.
Look at this, it's signed in the wrong spot.
Okay, forget about me, it's fine.
Oh, that's right, Mr. with the button, right?
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Nice job signing.
Signed it below my name.
Yeah, and so Don has no place to sign.
It's supposed to be above your name.
Is it? I always thought it was below. The name and below.
Fine.
Set up training next week for signatures, thank you.
Below you. Trained to sign.
I have 2 copies, are they both the same? I hope so. Okay, moving right along on that. That's right, he squeezed it in.
Yeah. Serves them right.
All right, thank you. Next on the agenda is discussion of the special town meeting warrant. We chatted last week, may recall that we had some citizen input about some of the items on it. Again, this is a draft copy of the warrant. It has not been closed yet. These are items we've been talking about through the year that are up for consideration at the special town meeting in the fall.
And we added one
And we added one, a
today,
request,
the
a
solar.
request from the
Board
assessor,
sent it.
Board of
I put
Assessors
that in. I also
about
put in-
potential,
I also
potential
put in
filing.
motions with numbers as
Mm.
much as we know them right now.
sure,
So, I changed the title of the Article 1. We had it for funding an RFQ, but
Mhm.
the RFQ has been issued, and we have results. We're really gonna fund architectural design. They
Exactly,
agree to do it,
right.
so.
yeah.
Fiber optic program, that's the number that
Mm.
we were provided by Whip City Fiber.
Yeah, and so a question on that motion there, and Donna recalled, I mean, anytime we had a number like that was subject to a referendum vote, we don't need to do something like that? You know,
You got
whenever
one
we
with
did
one
that,
with
I know it's,
one.
I know it's
You got
not,
ones with updated numbers in it?
Yeah,
I
you
don't-
don't have that?
Nope, not the one, Mike.
maybe this one's an extra copy.
I
Yeah.
just printed these like half an hour before the meeting.
Try that one.
So you may have one in your packet that's not.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So, and I think Craig made the point last meeting that we actually weren't borrowing 8.5 million, were we?
No.
Because
No,
it was never gonna get there, because you were using revenue along the way.
the motion should be, that's the way Dick had worded it, was be authorize the treasurer to use short-term borrowing to fund the program. And it's a little bit at a time, He wouldn't do the full bonding for the hit until the end of the project, so 3 to 5 years from now.
So we'll issue
But we still need-
notes.
This would be, you know.
But we still
bonded
need
and-
some kind of number.
Right, it has, the number's there for the total estimated project cost. But this is a bond anticipation, so it's like Rob
Right,
said.
he'll
notes.
issue notes, short-term notes, 6 months or a year,
Right.
roll them over for as long as it takes, and then take it out with a bond
At the
when
end
the
of
project is done. And then, assuming that we get 50% participation, we'll be able to have funding from subscribers to service the bond.
Right, but I'm questioning, do we actually need to say 8.5 million? Because we're never gonna be borrowing that much.
Yeah.
Should we, you sure I'm going down, it's.
Well, I
it
think
should
that
be
the
a
number's
staggered-
transparent of what the
Yeah.
project costs.
Right.
So I mean, no, you're right, we won't be funding the whole 8.5 million.
Mhm.
But the number should be there for question, you know, this is what the whole build-out costs. But, you know, there's gonna be grant funding coming in,
Right, yeah.
there's other funding coming in that we're
Grant
working on right
funding,
now. Use of potential future ARPA funds that Bob was supposed to look into, the email about, the MBI offering funding. So this is the total number, but we're anticipating it being a lot less. But that's the goal at least. But I see your point too, do we need the number in there? The number is very scary.
Well, it's not just that. When the DOR or a bonding agency looks at what our encumbrance is, they would look at an action of a town meeting and say, oh my gosh, you're authorized to borrowing of 8.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
And say, your town is on the hook for that much, even though
Mhm.
we never will be.
Right.
And I'm wondering if there's a different way to phrase it or stagger it or,
Let me talk to town council. Can we have a motion and an article without the amount? Because we're not certain, I mean, obviously, you're right, we're not certain because there are going to be continuing opportunities
Mhm.
for infrastructure grant funds.
Mhm.
And the Niagara Falls out of Washington is just beginning. So what the obligation would be locally is very hard to say. So if we put a scary number in there, I don't know, it could,
so I guess, you talked about the different phases.
Mm.
And obviously they're looking for the concentrated area for the best phase to start.
Right.
And say, oh my gosh, well, to get phase 1 and phase 2 built and start getting revenue, we're gonna need $3 million.
Yeah, if I remember
And then
correctly,
the next part, well, we're gonna start getting income now,
right.
working it down and like,
I wanna say the next phase, the make-ready portion of it was like 2.5, I think.
that's what I think would be, reasonable. I'm wondering, all I'm saying is, this is an article that needs to be there. I'm just wondering about the number. Can we see what we can get?
We already enjoy a benefit of competition.
Mhm.
Had a call from Spectrum, wanting to meet and discuss new programs that they're going to be offering to residents. So,
ESPN 3?
huh?
Maybe Ocho?
Okay, so, yes, it's staying on there. Let's see if we can figure out what the number should be. That doesn't scare people.
To your point though, I think it also should note that whatever this vote goes for that article won't affect the tax rate. It's just to authorize the treasurer to fund the project,
Right.
With short-term borrowing in anticipation.
And not that there wouldn't be some minor interest in the borrowing, but the borrowing actually usually does from our account, so there's no cost.
Right.
Because we're a pretty good liquid state.
They're called bands, but bond
Mhm.
anticipation notes.
Yeah. Okay, town administrator account, Bob has made the point that if and when he makes a change, he feels that we are going to need a higher number in our budget to entice people to apply for his job.
Hmm?
And right now, we're at 90, or no, we went to 100, didn't we?
Yeah.
I would make a point, though, that you're talking 130 is a good thing, but say we made a change in the second half of the year, it wouldn't be the full 130.
That's right.
So,
You have enough in there now to fund a half year, if that's
At a
the way it
decent, at a
turns out.
decent number,
Yes.
yeah.
And I'm sure that the accountant could certify that there's enough in that account
Right.
to do the hiring.
Mhm.
I'm just, I think we need to make the case to the residents at some point
Mhm.
that Wilbraham did a study.
Mhm.
The town administrator in Wilbraham did a study, which he shared with all of us.
Mhm.
What is
The going rate.
going rate and competitive, and
Mhm.
that's my judgment there.
Yeah.
If you look at Long Meadow, larger communities, Long Meadow and East Long Meadow, I believe too,
Mhm.
150s. So,
But this might be one that I would, suggest to the board, we might consider
Just
no action,
Out of
but use
curiosity,
it as a
or just
statement
remove it
of
if you
be
want.
aware.
You can just take it off too.
Before we go-
You make a good point that, we should make people aware,
Yeah.
the 50 people that are there.
Yeah.
Yes.
just before we go forward, I just got a message that we're not on Zoom. We have a message coming up that there's another meeting going on, so the selectmen's meeting one is not the active meeting. Maybe that's why nobody's in.
Okay,
What is the other meeting?
I don't know if there's another one
I
on
don't know,
Zoom.
maybe I clicked the wrong link.
Yeah,